So good evening, everyone. So online, is my voice is audible to you all? Can you confirm me in chat box once? As well as screen. Clear for all of you? So now, thank you for the confirmation. So now, before going to start the session, yeah. So before going to start the session, so anyone has any idea like regarding DevOps, like what is the purpose of DevOps or why DevOps? So any idea? What is the purpose of DevOps or why DevOps? So whether it is right or wrong, you can answer. So you are having the unmute access, so you can speak. No problem. Okay. Now, let me tell you with simple example, why DevOps? Why DevOps? Let me tell you with simple example. Let's say if you are trying to book a mobile, if you are trying to book a mobile, now tell me any two e-commerce applications that are available in the market. Any two e-commerce applications that are available in the market. That's perfect. So absolutely, it is going to be the Amazon as well as the Flipkart. What we are having here? Amazon as well as Flipkart. So let's say the mobile cost is going to be 10,000 rupees. What was the mobile cost here? 10,000 rupees. So the same cost, so the same mobile, Amazon can deliver within 3 days. Amazon can deliver within 3 days. So the same cost, so the same mobile, whereas in Flipkart, it can deliver within 10 days. Okay. 10 days. Now tell me, which one we will choose? So the same cost, so the same mobile, Amazon can deliver within 10 days. So the same cost, so the same mobile, whereas in Flipkart, it can deliver within 10 days. So which one we will choose? Great. So absolutely, what was that? Amazon. Nothing but why? So we are going to choose the Amazon. Why Amazon? Because of the fastest delivery. Right or not? So whereas in the same manner, if you want to create an application or if you want to create any software, so to deliver those application, to deliver those software into the market, so DevOps is going to be the fastest way. If you wanna create an application or if you wanna create any software, so to deliver those application, to deliver those software into the market, DevOps is going to be the fastest way. So clear for all of you why DevOps here? That's perfect. Sorry, Monica. Hello. Clear? Huh? No, that's great. Now let's say if you wanna create an application or if you wanna create any software, so here what I need to follow? I need to follow a life cycle called SDLC. SDLC we need to follow. Nothing but what? It's a software development life cycle. What was that? Software development life cycle. So we are the humans, right? We are the humans, right? So what we are having? We are having the human life cycle, right or not? So whereas in the same manner, for the software also, there is a life cycle called SDLC. Nothing but what? Software development life cycle. So in the software development life cycle, Majorly we are having two teams. How many teams we are having in the SDLC? Totally we are having two teams. So one was the development team. What was the first one here? The development team. So the second one was like it's an operational team. What was the second one here? Operational team. So totally in the SDLC, how many teams we are having? So we are having two teams. So what are they? Development team as well as the operational team. Now let us discuss one by one. So what they are going to do. So the first one is about what? The development team. So the things that are done by the development team, what they will do, sir? They are going to do the plan. Yeah, sure. So totally we are having two teams in the SDLs. So what are they? Development team as well as the operational team. So now let us discuss one by one. So what they are going to do. So the development team, what they will do? They are going to do the plan, code, build as well as test. And operational team, what they will do? Deploy, operate as well as the monitor. Deploy, operate as well as the monitor. Now let us discuss one by one. So what exactly the mean of plan, code, build as well as test, and deploy, operate as well as the monitor. Let us discuss one by one. So the first one is about what? It's going to be the plan, right? Now what exactly the mean of plan? Let me tell you. So see here, let's say, the first one is about what? It's going to be the plan. What exactly the mean of plan? Let's say if you are trying to construct an building, if you are trying to construct an building, so ultimately we should have the plan first, right or not? So how many stairs we are going to be construct? What type of materials we are going to use? How many workers we are going to be implement in our building? So what is the timeline for our building? Right or not? So these all about the plan. In the same manner, if you want to create an application, we should have the plan first. So the first one is about like name of the application. What was the first one here? Name of the application. So let's say I want to create the Paytm application. What we are going to create here? Paytm. So the next one is about like how many services you wanna implement. So here services are nothing but what? Recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train tickets, as well as the bus tickets. So the first one is about name of the application. So the second one is about like how many services we are going to be implement. So here services are nothing but what? Recharge, bank, movie, train, as well as the bus tickets. So totally, I want to implement five developers. Sorry, five services. Next, how many developers you wanna implement in your Paytm application? So totally, I want to implement five developers. So the first one is about like name of the application. So the second one is about like how many services you wanna create. So here services are nothing but what? Recharge, bank, movie, train, as well as the bus. Next, how many developers you wanna implement? So totally I want to implement the five developers. I want to implement five developers. Next, on which technology you wanna create your application? So you wanna create your application in Java, na? or in .NET or in Python. So on this technology, you wanna create your application. Next, after that, on which cloud you wanna host your application? So you are going to host your application in AWS or in Azure or in GCP. So on which cloud you wanna implement your application? So this is completely about the plan. So clear for all of you? What is meant by plan here? Just try to confirm in chat box once. That's perfect, and then great. Next, after plan, what we are having? We are having the code. After plan, what we are having here? We are having the code. Now, what exactly the mean of code? After plan, we are having the code. So remember, code is nothing but whatever the development team I have involved in my planning phase, these developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. Whatever the development team I have involved in my planning phase, these developers are going to write the code according to my requirements. Remember, as a DevOps engineer, we are not going to write any code. It's going to be like, 100% free of. As a DevOps engineer, we are not going to write any code. It's going to be what? It's 100% free of code. Next, after code, what we are having here? We are having the build. What we are having? You see, after code, we are having the build. Now, what exactly the mean of build? So see here, build is nothing but at the end, who will write the code? Development team will write the code. Who will write the code? The development team. So totally they have written the code in the Java. Which language they have used? Java. So when you see the Java code, you can able to read it, right? So this is string, this is loop, this is function. You can able to read it. So this is nothing but what? It's an human readable language. What was that? It's an human readable language. So this is string, this is loop, this is function. You can able to read it. This is nothing but what? It's an human readable language. But at the end, whatever the code we are having, we need to place this code over the server. Where we need to place the code? Over the server. Remember, but the server will only understand what? It can only understand the binary level language. Other than that, mission can't understand anything. Other than that, mission can't understand anything. So here, converting the human readable language into mission understandable language are nothing but what? It's going to be the build. Converting the human readable language into mission understandable language are nothing but what? It's going to be the build. So sorry. So clear for all of you what is meant by build? That's great, and then perfect. Next, after build, what we are having? We are having the test. What we are having here? We are having the test. Now, what exactly the mean of test? So see here, after build, we are having the test. What exactly the mean of test? So see here, Let's say totally what we have created the Paytm, right or not? What we have created here, we have created the Paytm application. So in that Paytm, what we have created, we have created the recharge, bank, movie, train, as well as the bus tickets we have created. We have created the recharge, bank transactions, movie tickets, train, as well as the bus. So once we have created the application, so ultimately the user are going to access it. So ultimately the users are going to access my Paytm application. Let's say one of our user is trying to access our Paytm application. That too, they are going to access the bank transaction. Let's say he know right how much amount was there in his bank account. Totally he know. Let's say he is having 10,000 rupees in his bank account. Totally he is having 10,000 rupees in his bank account. But but the moment he is trying to access our Paytm application, that to bank transactions, it is showing only 1,000 rupees. Totally is having 10,000 rupees. So it was the demo session only. Okay. Now, so see here. One of our user is trying to access our Paytm application. That too, he is trying to access the bank transaction. So totally he know right how much amount was there in his bank account. Totally he know. Let's say he is having totally 10,000 rupees in his bank account. Totally is having 10,000 rupees in his bank account. But the moment he is trying to access our Paytm application, that to bank transactions, it is showing only 1,000 rupees. This is going to be the bug, right? This is going to be the error, right? So these type of errors, these type of bugs has been resolved in the testing part. Has been resolved in the testing part. But who will do testing? Ultimately, we are having the QA team. Ultimately, we are having what? QA team. Nothing but what? Quality and analysis team. So these team are also going to be called as testers. These team are also going to be called as what? The testers. So ultimately, here testers will do testing. Testers will do testing. Next, after test, what we are having here? We are having the deploy. Now, what exactly the mean of deploy? What exactly the mean of deploy? Let me tell you. So after test, we are having the deploy. So see here, deploy is nothing but whatever the 100% test cases passed code we are having. Whatever the 100% test cases passed code we are having. So placing those code over the server. Placing those code over the server. So the process is going to be the deployment. Whatever the 100% test cases passed code we are having, placing those code over the server. The process is going to be what? Deployment. Deployment. So simply what we are going to call? We are going to call this as deploy. Deploy is nothing but whatever the 100% test cases passed code we are having, placing those code over the server. The process is going to be what? Deployment. So simply what we are going to call? Deploy. Next, after deploy, what we are having here? We are having the operate. What we are having? Operate. Now, what exactly the mean of operate? After deploy, we are having the operate. So, what exactly the mean of operate? Let's say this is my server. Let's say this is my server. So in my server, what I am having? I am having my Paytm application. What we are having here? The Paytm. So let's say once I have deployed my Paytm application over the server, so ultimately my users are going to access it, right or not? So ultimately the users are going to access our Paytm application from the server. Let's say my server capacity was 100 members. What was the server capacity here? 100 members. But the user accessing my Paytm application from the server was 100 plus members. From the server was 100 plus members. So ultimately, at certain point of time, what will happen? Your server will be down. Why? Because my server capacity was 100 members, but the user accessing my Paytm application from the server was 100 plus members. So ultimately, at certain point of time, what will happen? Your server will be down. So once your server was down, application will be down. So ultimately, the users are not going to access your application. So here, making the availability of making the availability of 24 by 7 my server 24 by 7 my server as well as 24 by 7 my application are nothing but what? It's an operand. Making the availability of 24 by 7 my server as well as 24 by 7 my application are nothing but what? It's an operand. Next, after operand, what we are having? We are having the monitor. What we are having here? We are having the monitor. Now, what exactly the mean of monitor? What exactly the mean of monitor? Let me tell you. Monitor. So see here, again the same example. This is my server. This is my server. So in my server, what I am having? I am having the Paytm application. So the moment I have deployed my Paytm application over the server, so ultimately the users are going to access it, right or not? So ultimately the users are going to access our Paytm application from the server. The moment my user accessing the Paytm application from the server, automatically automatically my server's utilization nothing but what? CPU and CPU and RAM will increase, right or not? CPU and RAM will be increased. So let's say at certain point of time my CPU and RAM values was crossed the threshold value, it crosses the mount value, again my server performance will be down, again my server performance will be down. So once your server performance was down, your application will be down. So here observing the CPU and RAM utilizations are nothing but what? It's an monitor. Observing the CPU as well as RAM utilizations are nothing but what? It's going to be the monitor. So clear for all of you online? So what about, I mean to say about the monitor. So just try to confirm in chat box. That's great. Perfect. Now observe carefully. So if you observe here, totally we are done with the SDLC. So we are done with the plan, we are done with the code, we are done with the build as well as test. Now also we are done with the deploy, operate as well as the monitor. So if you observe closely, development team has done their part. Development team has done their part. And operational team has doing their job well. Operational team has doing their job well. Now my question was like, where is the DevOps involvement? Development team has done their part and operational team has doing their job well. Where is the DevOps involvement? Let me tell you. So once our application has been failed in the server, once our application has been failed in the server, my application has been failed. So once your application has been failed in the server, so ultimately there is a lot of confusion between your development team as well as the operational team. So see here, once the application has been failed in the server, so there is a lot of confusion between your development team as well as the operational team. So what was the confusion here? So once the application has been failed in the server, the operational team will say to the development team. The operational team will say to the development team. What they will say? Our application has been failed in the server. Our application contains bugs. Our application contains bugs. Our application contains errors. Errors. So these type of reasons, operational team will say to the development team. But the development team, what they will say, whatever the 100% test cases passed code we are having, whatever the 100% test cases passed code we are having, we have given to you, you haven't performed operational well, so that's the reason our application has been failed. That's the reason our application has been failed. So, to avoid this confusion, to break this confusion, we are having what? We are having the DevOps team. What we are having here? The DevOps team. So, in the DevOps, if you observe closely, the first three letters will represent Dev. Nothing but what? Development team. So, the last three letters will represent Ops. Nothing but what? It's an operational team. So, together called DevOps. These teams are going to involve in the both the teams. So they are going to involve in the development team. They are going to involve in the operational team. So these team can get to know that where was the exact issue. So in upcoming classes as well, so we are going to get like where we are going to get the issues, how to resolve those issues. So we are going to see later. Next. After that, what we are having? DevOps life cycle. Let me show you here. DevOps life cycle. So if you observe closely, the DevOps logo, this DevOps logo will represent one symbol. So can anyone? This DevOps logo will represent one symbol. Can anyone? Either it is right or wrong, you can answer right. You are having the unmute access. Perfect. What was that? Infinity. Now my again question was like, what exactly the mean of infinity? What exactly the mean of infinity? Great. Loop. So Loop in the sense of it's a never ending, right or not? In the same manner, for the DevOps also, it is going to be the never ending process. There is no end for the DevOps. Yeah, it is a continuous. Great. So let me tell you why DevOps has never ending process. So initially, what I have created the Paytm, right or not? In the Paytm, what I have created the recharge, bank, movie, time, as well as the bus. I have created. So let's say this is my Paytm application version 1. This is my Paytm application version 1. So to create our Paytm application version 1, what I have done? I have done the plan, we have done the code, and also we have done build. And also we have done test, deploy, operate, as well as the monitor we have done. So there is another phase called release. As of now, you can ignore the release phase. I will tell you what is meant by release and all those things. As of now, remember like to create our Paytm application version 1, what we have done? We have done the plan, code, build, as well as test. And also we have done deploy, operate, as well as the monitor. We have done. Let's say after 1 year, the Paytm owner has come up with new idea. What he's saying means my Paytm application is booming in the world. My Paytm application is booming in the world. I want to upgrade from Paytm application version 1 to Paytm application version 2. My Paytm application is booming in the world. I want to upgrade from Paytm application version 1 to Paytm application version 2. So in the Paytm application version 2, totally I am having 7 services. So usually in the version 1, I am having 5 services, right or not? So in the version 2, totally I am having 7 services. I am having 7 services. Old 5 to new services we are having. Old 5 to new services. So these 2 new services are nothing but I want to implement the DTH, I want to implement the metro tickets. So this is my plan now. This is my plan. So regarding this plan, I need to write the code, right or not? We need to build it, we need to test it, and also we need to do deploy, we need to do operate, and also we need to do monitor, right or not? We need to do this. Again, I want to upgrade from version 2 to Paytm application version 3. Again, I want to upgrade from version 2 to version 3. So in the version 3, totally I am having 10 services. 10 services. Old 7, 3 new features I am having. These 3 new features are nothing but I want to implement the stock market. I want to implement the mutual funds. I want to implement the loans. So this is my plan now. This is my plan. Regarding this plan, I need to write the code. We need to build it and also we need to test it. And also we need to do deploy, operate, as well as the monitor we need to do. So if you observe closely, when the versions are increasing, this loop is repeating, right or not? When the versions are increasing, this loop is repeating, right or not? So that's the reason our DevOps has never ending process. So I have taken the Paytm as the example, but as we are using the number of applications daily, so we are using the phone pay, Google Pay, Instagram, WhatsApp, even you know, chat GPT, Copilot, Cloudy, DeepSeek, all are the AIs, right? These all are what? The AIs. These AIs are also handled by the DevOps team. Without DevOps, there is no even single application in the market. Just try to imagine yourself without WhatsApp. Without WhatsApp, do we can able to survive in the market? Without phone pay, without Google Pay, do we can able to survive in the market? Ultimately, no, right? That's the reason our DevOps has very high demand in the market. So see, development team, they will write the code. That's it. They can't deploy. Who will do deploy? Who will maintain those code? Who will maintain those application? Ultimately, the DevOps engineer. Without DevOps, without DevOps, there is no even single application in the market. So some will say like, what about the AI? So see, what exactly the mean of the chat GPT, the DeepSeek, the Copilot? These all are the AIs only. But who was maintaining those AIs? Where they was hosted? It was hosted on the cloud. This AIs was maintained by the DevOps engineer. Without DevOps, there is no even AI. That's the reason our DevOps has very high demand in the market. Not only now, in future as well. So it is going to be very high demand. So clear for all of you? How was the future for the DevOps engineer? And also the DevOps life cycle. Clear? So just try to confirm in chat box. So I'm having the number of peoples over the online. So I need the response from each and everyone. So why? Because these sessions are going to be like, interactive sessions. So from the day one to till the end, our sessions are going to be like this only. Yeah, that's perfect. Great. So guys, so that's it from mine for today. So if you are having any doubts over the session, you can ask. Or else if you want to speak something with me, you can speak. Remember, wherever you are going to learn, you can learn. But just try to learn from the real time amounts. So the person who are working over in the real time, so they can get to know that like what was the scenarios, so how to troubleshoot those one, so we can get to know that. So as you know that, so totally I am having like around 10 plus years of experience in the IT, so completely working in the DevOps side. So I have worked with multiple projects. I have worked with the AWS DevOps and also I have worked with the Azure DevOps. Okay, so whatever the knowledge I am having, so I'm going to deliver over here. So I have taken the number of interviews. So I will tell you like the scenarios. So the what was the questions they are going to ask. They are going to ask you like what was the uh, thing. So entire thing we are going to deliver over here. And also we are having some mock interviews. So then resume building. So then career guidance. How to cope up with. So this course contains AWS, Azure, and DevOps. Yes, this course is completely regarding AWS, Azure, and DevOps. So along with the Linux as well. So which we are going to cover very in depth. So any alternative concerns as well as the doubt is there is no GCP and Terraform. So Terraform will be covered in the DevOps only. Okay, so GCP we will also the cover. AI integration we will be cover. Yes, 100% we will cover the AI. GitHub Copilot we are going to be integrate. So Cloudy we are going to be integrate. So we are going to cover the AIs as well. We will have a help for certification. 100% we will do that one. So my students they has written their own. But if you wanna any support, so 100% I will do that one. I have written the number of certifications to my, I mean to say, I helped to my students. So they have written and also they have passed. So let me guide you. So any alternative doubts as well as, so guys, you are having the unmute access, right? You can speak. So we will talk, right? So any alternative concerns as well as doubt? So all are good, huh? So if you are good, we are going to be wind up the session. Or if you want to talk something, you can talk. No problem. Bye. Have a nice day.